Hi, I'm Miriam, co-founder and COO of Keto Chow. Check us out at ketochow.xyz.
Yep. Sorry, we're late. I'm Chris, also a co-founder, president, and the technical guy behind Keto Chow. If you're brand new to Keto Chow, we have a few products that we created to help make doing keto easier. Our main product is a meal replacement shake mix that you can customize to fit the macros that work best for you. We also have some electrolyte supplements that are awesome.
We do this daily. I mean, not daily. We do this weekly live stream, and we've done it for a long time.
I looked it up again as well, and it was August 31st, 2018 that we did our first one.
Okay. Yeah.
So almost 2 years.
So I can't just read the paper.
Anyway.
Sorry.
We did this weekly live stream, and it's awesome. Josh and Lori are on. Hey, Parrot Head Renee. How's it going?
Oh, she wants you to say, I'm here.
I'm here. Interestingly enough, Renee, that post disappeared. I don't know if Joe removed it or moderated it or whatever. But it's gone.
Somebody's throwing stuff.
Speaking of Joe, there he is. What's up?
Black shirt earlier.
I did not change my shirt at all today. This is the same shirt I was wearing earlier. Right family's on, and so is Carla.
Hi, guys. And
So,
Holly,
Jerry. Gang's just about all here. So, anyhow, welcome.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is on sale this week?
Pumpkin spice. Because it's May.
It's not May yet.
It's May in like a minute.
And you know very well that you had some of the spicy sausage.
Yeah.
Pumpkin sausage soup, whatever it's called. Which is, I actually had somebody, so I post on Monday morning what the flavor of the week is. And I always use one of the pictures from one of the recipes that you can make using that flavor of the week. And the one that I chose was the spicy pumpkin sausage soup, which is amazing. Like, yes. I had no idea that it was going to be that amazing. And someone on the Reddit post said, that's a really weird thumbnail to use for the pumpkin. I said, oh, it's one of the recipes, and it's amazing. And my wife had some for lunch today. So because
you made some, and we put it in little containers and froze it.
Yeah.
So I thawed it out. So I made the kids for, was it lunch or dinner? For a meal yesterday. I made them strawberry waffles. And then I had the little pumpkin.
It was just about the right amount, too, huh?
It was perfect. I wasn't hungry after, so.
Crap, Heather's on.
Heather, hi.
Now, that's funny. I can't tell if Joe is saying your hair looks so pretty, Miriam.
He probably
or
is.
If Rachel has taken over the YouTube account.
Hi, two crazy ketos. Thanks for saying nice things.
So Stacy's on. Renee says, weird, I just don't want to see someone trash someone. If they haven't actually made an effort to speak to the company, and they have a chance to make it right, you know? And I looked. I couldn't find anybody who fit that description. Lucy's on. Says, oh, hello. That's who made that recipe.
Yes. Oh, hello made that recipe. It's so good. If you haven't tried it yet, it is a little spicy, though.
So this is definitely Joe, because it says, I'm a year-round pumpkin spice girl.
Yeah, it probably is too.
I hate having to wait until November for pumpkin spice. Kathleen says, hi, everyone. Heather is talking to Joe, and Rachel says hi. Kayla says, tried the chocolate peanut butter today, and woohoo.
That sounds good.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And Heather's on again, still. Hi.
You just said it twice.
I know. Okay, so interestingly enough, with the pumpkin spice caramel, so it is the flavor of the week, and it's on 20% off. So normally the flavor of the week is 10% off. So Scorpio Keto says, howdy, y'all.
Howdy.
Oh, and Kathy has never tried any of our products.
You gotta try some. They're so great.
Check out the starter bundle. It's discounted. It comes with a free blender bottle and free shipping. It's by far the cheapest way to get into Keto Chow, so you can try out some of the flavors, see what you like. Different people really like different flavors, and some of them they don't have. They're like, I was not expecting to like that much, and other people are like, I thought I'd like banana, and I don't. And so it's something you got to try it, see what you like.
And that's why it's so nice to get the starter bundles, because the starter bundle, you can just try those flavors that are most common and then decide what you want to try from there.
And we even had a doctor's office who wants to carry Keto Chow and sell it to their patients. And they're like, well, can we get the starter bundles to sell? We're like, well, so the wholesale price on the starter bundles is like 30 cents from what they just cost.
Yeah, because we just discounted them quite a bit.
Yeah.
So that people could get a deal for their starter.
Yep. Parrot Renee says, well, Joe, you got to be sure to wear the white girl yoga pants with the pumpkin spice latte. Yeah. There you go. Rachel says, I would have so paid Joe to wear those. Okay, so
Joe can wear white yoga pants and Chris can wear skinny jeans.
I do not like where this is going. I was about to say, yeah, I'd do it if he would, but then I don't really want to see Joe in yoga pants. So.
I think he would do it for you to wear skinny jeans.
Okay. Kathy says, I'm weird. I don't like chocolate flavored anything. My brother doesn't like chocolate flavored anything.
Yeah, he won't.
We do have a lot of flavors that aren't chocolate. But the most popular flavors are the chocolate ones. Number one is chocolate and then chocolate peanut butter. So there you go. If Joe wears yoga pants, Chris wears skinny jeans. Nan says, I'm going to order the starter bundle tonight. Okay. Rhonda says, Keto for Real Life People is doing a video on Keto Chow ice cream. She's doing a great job. I think I may buy an ice cream maker with a compressor so I can make ice cream without freezing a bucket.
You know what? That compressor ice cream was expensive, but we use it
the maker
time.
It works really well.
And it does take a little while. It took 35 minutes or something like that. But you just pull it, you make your heavy cream one and just dump it in and walk away. And it's just ready to go.
And Joe and I were talking about... So I made Joe from Two Crazy Ketos, in case you don't know who that is. I made his recipe for, the recipe that he's now famous for, yogurt. And I tried putting some of it through the ice cream maker just to see how it would turn out. And it was fine. It wasn't good enough that I was going to make it again. Whereas taking a bottle of Keto Chow.
Oh, you mean the yogurt into ice cream?
Yeah, making the yogurt into frozen yogurt.
I wasn't listening all the way.
Taking a bottle of Keto Chow that was mixed up with heavy cream, and seriously, this is all you have to do if you have a compressor ice cream maker. You walk over, dump it in, turn it on, and come back in 45 minutes. I made a video.
It's kind of annoying that you have to wait for the outside gets a little crystallized and stuff on the inside, and then you have to scrape it out. So it's like you have to take 5 more minutes to eat the rest when you're done, but it's okay.
Yeah. Anyway, but Joe and I were talking back and forth, and he said, Keto Chow ice cream sets the bar so high, it's really hard to compete with that. He's like, Carrie Brown's ice cream? Yeah, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah, Carrie Brown's ice cream is better.
It's true. Has more carbs, though.
But it is nice to have Keto Chow different so that you're having a variety. So I can sit out on my porch with my kids and eat an ice cream on a hot summer day. Yep. And it's this huge thing, but it's actually my meal. So
Rachel says, chocolate toffee. Parrothead Renee says, normally I don't love chocolate stuff, but Keto Chow flavors like mocha, and then now chocolate toffee, and now the chocolate toffee are my top favorites.
Yeah.
And chocolate toffee, we call it chocolate toffee because it's Heath. It's a Heath bar. That's the flavor that we were going for. To me, it actually tastes more like butterscotch than chocolate toffee, which is actually kind of the same thing. Butterscotch and toffee, they're nearly identical. Renee says, I've been putting my morning Keto Chow in the freezer right when I get up. Then it's slushy, and I run it through my magic bullet.
Oh, perfect.
There you go.
Yeah.
Renee, are you doing that with heavy cream or with butter?
Ooh. Whatever it is, if it's slushy, it's good.
Joshua, sorry, I'm not keto, but I really thought about trying Keto Chow, but I haven't because of the cost. Well, one thing to consider is, so Keto Chow isn't just a snack. It's not just a protein shake. The idea is, if you mix it up properly, it's a full meal. So it costs, if you get the individual samples, it's $4.75 a meal. If you get a big bag, the bulk bag, it works out to be $3.33 a meal. The last time I went to Wendy's, the restaurant. I got a Baconator without a bun. It cost me $6.50. I would have eaten 2 of them because eating one of them was not satisfying. And then later I had a Keto Chow, which cost $3.33, and I was way more satisfied. So that's kind of the value proposition we're talking about. Anyway, let's see. Amy says finally got to taste the chocolate toffee. Nice. It's so good. That was Miriam's favorite. She told me that I had to make that flavor. So most of the flavors are, I want this, I make it. Yeah. And Kathy says, ew, fast food. The reason why we got fast food is because we were in Connecticut driving to a conference, and we just landed and we didn't have any food with us. And I remember sitting there eating it. I'm like, I just wish I had a Keto Chow, because I finished it and I was like, I just want more. Anyway.
Not that it's not good, because it's good.
Oh, Parrot Renee says she's doing it with butter prepared the night before.
Nice.
Steven says, sorry to be off topic, but Chris, your haircut is amazing. Because you dropped the name of the product you used to get it to say. It is LA Looks
Fancy Pants
Gel.
Cheap
and
gel.
It was down a bit more, but I went to I just got home from Costco, and I had to put on and take off a face mask like 4 times to get it to fit right. And so my hair is like
sticking up. But I just cut it.
Miriam cut it. Yeah.
Cut it when you just take the sides off.
Yep. Miriam knew how to cut hair before the quarantine. Mm-hmm. So
I grew up cutting hair.
She just thought that all moms knew how to cut hair.
I thought that was part of a girl's training. They just learned how to cut hair as they grew up. Just like, that's right. People sing and cut hair.
I learned how to change oil. You learned how to cut hair, right?
It's useful.
Jamie says Keto Chow ice cream is beyond amazing. Still blows my mind. I'm just having my shake when I eat it so good. And it's funny because drinking a Keto Chow and having it as ice cream, it's the same amount of stuff.
It feels like 2 different things, though. It's like, it's just satisfying because you're like, oh, this giant bowl of goodness.
Rhonda says she wants banana as the flavor of the week. So the way that we pick the flavor of the week is we look for stuff that's we have an overabundance in stock, the opposite of low in stock. Mm-hmm. Banana is actually really low in stock right now. We're not even close to being out, but we're going to get replenished soon. Now, Kathy says, is there a monthly subscription box or anything? So we don't like products that force you or trick you into a subscription. Mm-hmm. That is predatory marketing, and it sucks, and we hate that. So when you buy stuff, there is an option to do a subscription on the big bags, the ones that have 21 meals. But that you're getting a subscription, and it's off by default. And we actually recently, like last week, changed the subscriptions.
Haven't even told anybody yet.
Yeah, we haven't really talked about it. Now if you order a subscription, it's 10% off all the time. So make your own flavor of the week. Get a subscription. Ta-da!
Yay!
And
then you can go in and change the subscription. So if you put it for chocolate, and then in 3 months you're like, I still have 2.5 bags of chocolate. I'm going to get a different flavor this time, but I still want the 10% off, and I want banana because I know banana's not on sale. Then you can change to banana for a month, and then change it to hot toffee for the next month. Or you can also change the difference in the time.
Yeah, the time period.
It is. So you can do 2 months. You can do bi-weekly. You can do whatever you want.
You can actually change it to
every
daily.
Day. Every day I would like a new bag of Keto Chow.
And it just takes whatever you ordered and repeats it on the time period you picked.
Although I think it would probably get expensive if you did it every day.
That would be crazy. Now there are other discounts that come along with the subscriptions. Namely, if you buy 4, you get 5% off. Well, you're already getting 10% off. So the buy 4 get 5% off doesn't apply. You do accrue points in the loyalty rewards program still. Ta-da! That's great.
Yay!
Pearhead Renee says, would there be a pina colada flavor? Easiest way to do pina colada is take the vanilla, mix it with
coconut
oil, and throw in some pineapple extract from flavors.
Delicious.
So right now...
and then make it into ice cream.
With
the ice cream?
With the coconut oil, I'm not sure it would work very well. But
well, challenge accepted.
Yep. We're not announcing any new flavors anytime soon. So right now, we got 21. Okay. Erica wants to know if you could only buy one flavor, what would you get? Chocolate. And Joe will back this up. Him and Rachel didn't get chocolate for the longest time because it's just chocolate.
Well, and everybody has chocolate. That's
and then he tried the chocolate and he's like, what the?
So love chocolate.
Joe
says, did you cut out the Flowbee? No, because I know how to cut hair.
It's true. Miriam did just cut my hair. Actually, in the top, she didn't even use a comb.
I just used, well, no.
With your finger.
Finger and zoop.
But when you go to a peluqueria.
Yeah.
Hair place.
Since we can't go to there in the United States right now, we're apparently going somewhere else.
Every once in a while, I lose a vocabulary word entirely. And it's gone in English. And I can think of it in Spanish. Barber.
A barber shop.
Me voy a la peluquería. Anyway, yeah, she cut it. Amy says, it is amazing, Chris. I need to get clippers for the hubs. Kathy says, flavor idea, birthday cake. Vanilla with almond extract. Mm-hmm. Heather says, Phil cuts his own hair at the front steps yesterday because we're hillbillies.
You know how often we used to do that?
That's
Everybody
awesome.
just go outside and you don't have to clean up the hair. We got this built-in vacuum that works really good, though, so now we do that.
Weathers Wendy says, Keto Chow ice cream. Have your shake and eat it, too.
Mm-hmm.
Wright family and Rachel are talking about the spatulas for the Blackstone.
Oh, I watched that. You didn't watch that, did you? You're going to be so jealous when you watch that video.
You said on Slack, you're like, Joe's setup is pretty sweet.
That Blackstone grill, it's way cooler than ours.
It's the new one, right?
I'm super jealous.
Well,
it has a cover that has two handles.
Well, you can buy that cover. It's on Amazon. Well, you go ahead and use the Blackstone. I'll get that for you.
Just once.
Stacy says, fine, y'all have convinced me. Go straight to Amazon to buy an ice cream maker.
Yes, do it.
And there's several different ones.
I'm just going to mess with my hair all day.
Miriam got me the Cuisinart one for my birthday last year. Mm-hmm. And then we bought one on Amazon Prime Day for the office. Nobody's
at the office right now.
Yeah.
We could bring that home.
We have one here already.
But not at the same time. Whenever... I'm serious. Every time I go to put my ice cream in, he has his ice cream in. Yes! Because I can't.
All right. Rachel says, I seriously have so much respect for short order cooks. Now I know why the diners are so amazing. Renee says, my hair is one of those weird shorter in the back and stacked around the shoulder length. I won't dare to try to cut myself. I look like the chick from Eurythmics when I'm done.
So that's a hard cut to do. I did my girls and blended it like that a couple times, but they just don't want their haircut, which is fine. So I cut everybody's hair on Sunday, except for Ruth.
I was trying to explain to Ruth the concept of if you have split ends and you don't trim them, they just go up.
They keep breaking and breaking. I think you did a good job. We just need to get her.
Yeah.
But I just cut them straight because they don't care about layers.
So anything. Rachel said they did half chocolate, half banana keto chow with yogurt as the fat.
It was good?
Yeah.
Nice.
Rhonda says you should really look at that video. She even broke down the costs in comparison.
Nice. Oh, the grill?
Yeah. Well, and then Rachel says, I've been binge watching hibachi cooks flipping their spatulas as an art form. Parrot Renee says, Rachel, you got to learn the stacked onion ring chimney trick.
Yes. Oh, and throw me a piece of shrimp, would you? I'll just stand over here in Utah.
So Maxine says, do you have a schedule for the flavor of the week sales? I'd like to buy chocolate on sale. We announced the flavor of the week on Monday morning. There are no prior announcements. So.
When we first started, we had it all in a system, but then we just can't anticipate how many people are going to buy, so we didn't keep that. Because I wanted to be as cool as Hobby Lobby.
Cat Reed's here. Hello.
That's
got you late.
Though.
Yeah. Rhonda says you really should look at that video. She broke down the cost to make Keto Chow ice cream in comparison to buying a pint in the store.
So nice. So Nancy was on this morning. That's who she's talking about.
Oh, okay.
So Rhonda's talking about a different video.
Oh. Nancy Childress.
Keto with real life
people. Keto with real life
people. For real life people.
Yes. Okay. Yes, I'm going to have to check that out. Heather says, I need to find the video on the Ring doorbell of Phil cutting his hair. Nice.
Post it.
Joe said, FYI, that ice cream maker was almost 50% off on Prime Day. And Joe, he texted me and he said, dude, and I bought one right away because it was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I think I even used his Amazon affiliate code. So Deb says, I'm not sure if I can wait 45 minutes for Keto Chow ice cream in the maker when I can make 2 KK recipe in the Vitamix and just
I know.
You know what? If you've got a Vitamix that has that variable speed, then you can make it with butter. And that's how Joe usually makes it now. Ron says, I buy so much stuff when I watch your videos in 2KK.
I know. You know, I was watching Christy Davis today.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I got to go buy this. I promised
You're
myself I wasn't going to. Yeah, Southern
okay.
Christy. I promised myself I wasn't going to buy anything today. I'm like, fine, I'll buy it.
Weathers Windy says, show Ruth a piece of yarn for a visual on how split ends grow.
Yeah,
that's
a
a great idea.
You know what's would be even better? A polyester yarn.
Yeah.
That just doesn't. Yeah.
Caleb keeps complaining. He wants a haircut so badly, but he will not let Rachel near his head.
Oh, I'll cut his hair. I got boys covered. I have 4 brothers, and that's how I learned to cut hair on my brothers.
Right Family says, I just got beat so badly in Monopoly. Last time we played Monopoly, each time I ended up eliminating like 3 of the kids.
Yeah, usually I always win. But...
So I eliminated one of the kids, and I just said, "Here, why don't you take over for me?" And
yeah, they just played teams. It was
it was. Okay. By the way, also on sale are the savory flavor samples. Mm-hmm. Those are 10%. Is it 10% off? I think they're 20%.
I think they're 20% off.
Yeah, they're 20% off the entire month of April. So that's the savory
samples.
The savory chicken soup, the spicy taco base, the creamy tomato basil, and the beef soup base. Now, they're very different from the sweet flavors of Keto Chow. Make no mistake. Number one, they don't have any sweetener. Ta-da! Because that'd be weird. Fun fact, the first bags that we printed for the chicken soup said that they had a sweetener on it. And I was like, oh my gosh. And there were like 4 typos on that bag. I don't know what I was thinking.
We had to put a sticker over
it. It
was so lame.
It was super lame. Anyway, so there's no sweetener. The ones that the savory chicken soup does use the same protein powder as the other flavors. But the other ones use a powdered beef protein. They're actually dairy free. They're not like the other ones. They do work very well in soups and other recipes. Personally, Miriam has had more of the tomato as an ingredient in chaffles.
Yeah, we do it all the time. Make chaffles with the tomato soup.
Yeah, so 3 eggs.
Pizza crust, and it's just perfect.
Is it 3 eggs and
1
cup of mozzarella?
Mm-hmm. And the scoop.
And then a scoop of Keto Chow.
Yeah.
And you can use any flavor. And you mix it up and put it into those little mini waffle makers, the mini dash.
That's so nice. And then we just make little pizzas all the time. We just throw them in the freezer, and then I was gonna, make them for kids' lunches, but they stopped going to school for some reason.
I think Christy Davis. I don't know if she showed up just before you got on, or I talked about her, or just after.
I was watching your video today, and then I went on and bought some stuff that you recommended.
There you go.
And I told myself I wasn't going to. Dang it.
Joseph,
I had to. So
just as Monopoly is banned in our house, it causes wars. We actually need to play it again. We played Risk a couple of Sundays ago. That actually turned out really well. And I went for global domination. And you know what? I don't remember who won. I think Max.
You won.
Are you sure?
You won.
Okay.
Yeah. You won. I got out really quick and made dinner.
Okay.
But we did play Catchphrase the other night. And what was the other game? Oh, Killer Bunnies.
Killer Bunnies and the search for the magic carrot.
Yes, it's a very long game.
It's a lot like Quidditch.
It's ridiculous.
So, as you know, Quidditch was a contrived game that J.K. Rowling came up with so that Harry Potter could single-handedly win the game for the team. Well, so with Killer Bunnies, it is a really fun game. You have bunnies, you're killing them, you're getting funny cards. You're doing all this stuff. Meanwhile,
all the cards are different. You have to read every card. It's kind of dumb, but it's super fun.
But meanwhile, there's this like separate game going on where you're getting these carrots. And before the game starts, you shuffle these little cards that have the carrots on them. And the person who wins is determined before the game even starts, because whatever carrot card is on the bottom, whoever happens to pick that one is the winner. And so it's like Quidditch. You finish the game, and then you find out who won.
Yeah. So it was developed by these Navy submarine guys.
They were on an aircraft carrier, but close enough.
Guys stuck on the water for ever and ever and ever, who had all this time to make up such random stuff.
It is a really fun game. Lots of really vague cultural references and some that are overt, but
yeah, it's just really fun. Silly game.
Let's see. Gabriella wants to know, can I add coffee instead of water to my shaker cup? Absolutely.
People do that all the time.
If you use
teas,
water that's too hot, it can cause a little bit of clumping. We're talking about like boiling hot. Mm-hmm. But if you go on the How to Prepare Keto Chow page, there's actually a section on recipe hacks that talks about, flavor hacks rather, that talks about using coffee, using different flavor drops, using sugar-free Jell-O. There's just all sorts of cool things that you can do.
And if you do look at the flavor hacks, there's new pictures that my daughters drew.
Yep.
So they look cute.
Christy says just got here, so she didn't hear you.
Oh, well, I said it again, so she heard me the second time.
So Rhonda wants to know, how's your vanilla keto chow? Does the flavor come in if you use extracts? I know Olive Nation's banana extract is the best extract ever.
Yeah, do that. That'd be good.
It does have a good vanilla flavor, but it's not super strong.
It's not overly vanilla, so you could add more vanilla extract if you wanted to. Yep. But what's nice about vanilla is it's just like blank canvas, so you can do whatever you want to it.
Kathy Keys just completed her order. That'll ship out tomorrow morning, just so you
know.
Yay! And that's one thing with the whole COVID-19 thing. We are still shipping out either the same day if you get your order in early enough, or the following business day. So now that's something that Miriam was going to bring up, that the post office recently announced that stuff that used to take 2 days to deliver by priority mail now may take up to 3 days, and stuff that used to take 3 days may take up to 4. Mm-hmm. So we're shipping stuff out still super fast, but the post office is having a hard time meeting with the surge in demand. So Heather says they used to play the Uno with the power thing. It always ended badly.
Oh, I've never done that.
We have 3 sets of Uno cards. We have the regular size ones. We have ones that are, seriously, they're the size of my thumb. They're so teeny. And we have ones that are, no joke, this big.
The card.
And you think, and when we got them, and it's like,
big.
It said, giant Uno cards. And you look at the box, you're like, oh, okay, they're big. Oh my gosh. It's like these huge things. And they're,
when you get 12, it's like your whole face is covered.
They're comically large.
It's super funny.
It is really fun to play because they're just so preposterous. Anyway.
So, Christy Davis, do you have an Oura ring? I'm just wondering. I haven't seen you talk about it. I got a new one because...
Oh, you got it replaced on a warranty.
Yeah, I have a warranty, and my battery was starting to die, so it was not charging. Well, it just wasn't staying charged for more than 24 hours. And they're so awesome. They wrote back really quickly. They said, hey, yeah, we saw your data. You're telling the truth, which I'm telling the truth, so that was nice. And I, sent it back to them. I got a new one. It transitioned over really easy, and now it's all new and shiny and bright. And yeah.
Christy said she just tried the toaster pastries from Legendary. Miriam.
Oh my gosh!
Miriam has they are
$24 a box.
A box, like for 6?
Yeah.
Well, I remember that they were more expensive per pastry than a package of Keto Chow.
Oh yeah.
So, anyhow,
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Am I right? I'm pretty sure they're.
That's what I remember last time I looked at them. They are very
expensive.
Good, though. But so I don't have this emotional connection with Pop-Tarts.
Those stupid.
Somebody does. Somebody will be having an earth.
I bought. I just did so good, and I ate
We ate
three,
like,
but
yeah,
not at the same time.
and then just gave them all to the
Different
kids.
day. I sacrificed my money and my love for the children who also liked them, and they're better than regular Pop-Tarts for them to eat.
So Angela had a great question about if you use really hot water, will it cause lumps in the savory flavors? Because if you use really, really hot water with the milk protein flavors, which are the sweet ones, you will get lumps. Now we're talking really, really hot. And that's also if you're not using an immersion blender. You don't ever want to put hot water with the Keto Chow into like a magic bullet, one of the ones that seals up and then you turn it upside down. It will explode. It will not be good. Very bad.
Because it's super hot.
Yeah, if you put it in a regular blender that has an open top, it'll be fine. If you put it into like a soup pan and just hit it with a stick blender, like you were making a broccoli soup, and just that works as well. My personal preference for making the savory flavors is to mix them up with slightly warm water and butter or bacon fat or something like that that I've melted in the microwave. And I just mix them up with, I usually do it 3 at a time in a gallon-sized pitcher. And there's the video on our site showing how to do it with butter. It shows how to do this. And then I just pour them into the blender bottles and stick them in the fridge for when I want them. That way I can make a bunch up and then just grab them out at a time. The taco and the tomato, I'll add some salt to, and I'll just drink them straight. Most people don't do that though. They want to like add some
deliciousness.
Yeah.
Ground beef, bacon, shrimp, whatever you can think of.
Yep. But so that's my preference for doing the savory flavors, and then you can heat them up later and use them whenever you want. But if you do use a blender or an immersion blender, even if you use really hot water, you shouldn't get any lumps. What's happening is the protein, it gets really hot and it goes, and it sticks together. It's denaturing. That's exactly what it does, by the way. If you listen very closely, you hear it say that.
Yeah.
Emily wants to know, are the mixes dairy-free?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
The 3 of the savories are dairy-free.
Taco, tomato,
beef, and tomato.
Yeah.
The chicken is a milk protein, and then the rest are milk protein. But a lot of people who need to be dairy-free can still do it if they don't use heavy cream. So it just depends on how sensitive you are.
Yeah. Are we talking you need to be dairy-free because you can't do lactose, which most people who are lactose intolerant, if they do Keto Chow with butter or they use coconut oil or something else, as long as you don't use heavy cream, then they're absolutely fine. Some people actually do fine with heavy cream. But if you're allergic to milk protein, then those 3 that Miriam talked about are really your only option. Wright family said, we ordered today and it shipped today.
Yay!
The My Name says the post office is also going bankrupt, I hear. They're having a hard time because the cost to ship stuff, especially to mail things, is more than what they charge. Especially if they're transporting like packages for Amazon and stuff like that. We pay the post office a lot of money.
Yeah, we
do.
A
lot of money. Like it's an insane amount of money.
Can you imagine what a big company pays?
Well, and we've gotten to the point where we kind of are a big company, but they actually show up with a semi truck, with a trailer. They back it up to our loading dock, and they have these giant cardboard containers.
They're called Gaylords.
They are called Gaylords, which is just a name.
And there's one that's taller than me.
Yeah.
If you've been to the back of the post office, you've seen it before.
And depending on the day, we will put 2 of those into the back of the
3. We've done 3.
Have we done 3?
Oh, damn. Yeah. Every Monday we do 3. So, yeah, they're funny.
Yep.
It's really funny when you have to get into the Gaylord to get a package out and you're using the tall one. Then it's like somebody pole vaults another person over.
So Kathy wants to know, how does the loyalty points work? I pay through PayPal and it never asked me to sign up. So if you create an account.
Yes, an account. Sorry.
It signs you up for the loyalties points. If you didn't create an account and you go, hey, crap, how do I get my points? Just reply to your email that you got and say, hey, guys.
I didn't get my points.
I need to get my points. Now, And then we can also, like, if you didn't create an account, we can say, oh, well, here's a link so you can create the account.
Create an account, and then we can credit you the reward points because we've seen your order, so we'll know how much you need.
We have a bunch of customer service people.
We have people for that.
Yes, we do. I used to do it all on my own, and that was
You used to do everything on your own.
That's true. I like having people for that, but they do a really good job.
They're amazing.
And we just launched our new commercial. And so we've been having a greater influx of new people coming in, which is great because we want to share this with people. Yay. So lots of new questions. Lucy wants to know if the savory ones are good on their own in a mug. I like them that way. Some people don't. Definitely add some salt. I would prefer there to be more salt in there anyway, but it's a whole lot easier for us not to put the salt in, and then you can add as much as you want, than for us to put the salt in there, and then you're like, well, that's too salty. You suck. So
we don't like it when people say that. Ooh, Christy said, no, do I need it? Do I need one? Or a ring?
They're cool.
They're cool, but you don't need it.
They will give you information about your sleep, or rather lack thereof.
Or lack thereof because of the lack thereof.
Somebody has fear of missing out so bad that when
we sleep in the same bed.
Yes, but the bed doesn't move very much when I get up. You hear the sound. You won't wake up.
I miss you.
She will wake up not from me getting out of bed. She will wake up from the sound of my phone undocking.
Which is funny because I don't. I'm not that.
And I try to do it very quiet to let you sleep.
That's like my trigger. It's like...
She's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Are you getting up?
Are you on Facebook?
It's like... I'm going to the bathroom. It's 4 a.m. Please go back to sleep. I wish I would be as...
Because it's the bathroom.
Oh, Christy says it's 10 for 24. There you go.
Oh, yeah. So 24. So I was right. $24.
Okay. Amy has a question about that thing sitting next to you.
There's nothing next to me.
That thing right there.
They can't see it.
Yes, but she says, I have a feeling the giveaway number will be higher than people think. I have a feeling... This container, so rotate it around.
It's the 11 ounce.
Oh, it's the 11-ounce container? Okay.
Whatever. So here you go. You can see there's one here.
Oh, but we blocked the sides
of chocolate. At least 2 here and another one here.
So what is this about?
We're doing a giveaway this week. We just thought it'd be fun to do a bunch of giveaways for our people that we love of our stuff. Instead of just... partnering with other people because it's our stuff. And we want you to have it. So you can go on our Facebook page and guess how many samples you think are in this. And then you get the container and all the samples in it.
Yep.
So you can get an idea. So you can kind of see that there's ones behind there and there's also ones behind here. So I tried to make it so you can see it, but it kind of fits perfectly. So you can't. Sorry.
Heather got her Chalk Zero order.
Ooh, Chalk Zero. Did you get the peanut butter cups? They're delicious.
Renee wants to know, what are your thoughts on talks of meat shortages? I've been lucky and found a couple of local ranchers for beef and chicken, but I'm kind of questioning if I just should stock up. So we need to get some from Benyon Beef Farms, I think.
Oh my gosh.
I literally
used to do a post for them when I forgot.
Yeah, I just came from Costco.
Yeah.
And all that was there was a bunch of sausages, which I bought a whole bunch of because...
We need to go to Lucky's because they have cheap meat there.
And they had prime rib roasts.
Did you buy those?
No, I did not because they were $15 a pound.
And they were already cut?
And it was like a full, like Christmas prime rib roast. It was $180 for each of those.
We've got them for a better price.
We got them for $4 a pound. And once you smoke them and then cook them with a sous vide, it doesn't matter if they're prime, choice, or what. They're going to turn out amazing. So I didn't get them.
Well, anyway, we have still some prime rib that's already in the...
No, I gave that to Jimmy. It's all gone. We used it all up. So, but we do have some... We have a bunch of meat. We actually... I just checked. We have a full 50-pound box of ground beef in the freezer, too.
We have an entire freezer of ground beef.
I know. So, anyway, so
fine, but yeah, I think it's
seems there might be something
to try to get some.
Yeah,
just so that you can have some. So,
Heather wants to know, how'd that go again, Chris? My name says this week, I think that's Mike, right?
Yeah, it's Mike.
This week I started using a tub of coconut oil to make my keto chow. The coconut oil flavor so far blends well with the taste.
Oh, good.
And the cool thing about coconut oil is I think it's almost as good as butter as far as the fatty acid profile. Amy says I might send the hubs around from store to store to find them, the Pop-Tarts. I haven't ever seen them in stores. You have to buy them online.
Yeah, I have to buy them online from Legendary Foods or I don't know if they're on Amazon.
Yep. So Tim wants to know, Tim and Shaylin, if they live close to Draper, where our warehouse is, can they come in and get the product? Absolutely.
Yep,
we
open.
Have been open the whole time. Now, our hours are a little bit shorter on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So we close at 3 on those days. But on Mondays, we're open until 5. And you can either come in and just order there, or you can place an order on the website and it'll give you the option of local pickup if you're local enough. And if you're not local enough, you can use our address there at the warehouse as the shipping address, and then it will give you the option. But Emily says just
I already talked to them.
Lactose sensitive.
Oh, well, then you might be okay. So you can try it. You can even just get a couple of samples and then try it with avocado oil or butter. Depends on how sensitive you are to butter. Yep. But a lot of times people can do butter and then just see how it goes.
Mike says a semi-load and everything. No. We have 2 full pallets.
Yes.
That goes into the semi-truck that picks up from multiple businesses.
But we're special because we have a semi-truck. We used to take it to the post office every day in our own truck. And then they started picking it up and we started filling up the back of the truck. And so we feel graduated because they're...
John says the government will be declaring the meat processors as necessary. I would have to kind of agree on that.
I think so too.
Back up.
That's not safe.
So Kathy says she didn't create an account.
Oh, well, just go ahead and write us and we'll fix it.
Yeah.
So you create an account and then write us about that order. And if you do the reply to the email, then we'll see the order number on it and it'll be easy for us to find.
Carla says hi. And then Amy says, is talking to Rachel and they're talking about that it sounds yummy.
Mm-hmm.
Colonel Butter says, have you ever tried adding hot sauce to the savory flavors? Absolutely. And it's delicious.
That's a great idea.
Joe, Two Crazy Ketos, likes to add, I think it's cayenne pepper to the taco.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Rhonda says, do you think the Keto Chow ice cream comes out better with butter or with heavy cream? Depends on how you make it.
I think heavy cream.
Yeah, if you're making it in the ice cream maker.
Creamy.
So I've tried it made it with butter, mixed up a couple days before, put into the ice cream maker. It's good, but it leaves an oily residue on the spoon and you can kind of feel it in your mouth. You don't get that when you use heavy cream. Now Joe likes to make it with a little tiny bit of hot water and the butter. Then he blends that with the Keto Chow to get it all emulsified, and then adds ice and makes kind of it's more of a smoothie, a slushy. But he says it, anyway, he really likes it. Carla started keto just 5 days ago.
Oh yay, that's awesome.
Carrie says, I missed you talking about subscription. Could you tell me where on the site to get info? So if you go to the 21 meal bulk bags, the big bags. Right there, it'll say one-time purchase or subscription. And one-time purchase is checked by default because we don't want to force people into a subscription.
We don't want people to feel tricked.
Yeah, because that
bothers me.
We get a lot of questions on the ad. Is this a subscription I'm signing up for? And we're like, no, I hate that. I hate that so bad. Anyway, and then there's a little thing on the subscription thing that tells you, more information, click here.
Mm-hmm. And then you just sign in and change it whenever you want. So
Amy says, Chris, can you use your points towards your orders? The way that the points work is certain number of points gives you basically dollar off codes. So there's like a $5 off, a 10, a 25, a 50, and I think a 100, and I think I might have made a $200 off.
You have to get Mike a lot was of talking points. About it, so we upped it.
Yep.
But you can use those points. You just need to, when you click on it to redeem it, you take the code from there and can can put it in, but there's one spot you need to put it in instead of the second spot. There's 2 spots where you put in coupon codes. You always want to put it in the first spot you see that says put a coupon code in here.
Okay, we are getting behind like Joe. What? Okay.
That means we have more friends.
Anyway, so Mike says, I think FOMO is the reason why I'm here every week. Two Crazy Ketos. Anyway, it's talking about mixing it up. My name's
Jerry
just...
said nothing.
Last second. Here we go. This is from the ad.
Seriously, over 20 flavors. That's almost the same number of suitors I've had.
What?
Nothing.
What? Nothing. Anyway, Ed's on. Scorpio doesn't do Facebook. And Heather said, no, they were sold out. Lisa loves prime rib, but not that much. Yeah, and that was... I was like, whoa.
It's really expensive.
Yeah, I'd rather do brisket.
I'd rather drive to Texas and buy some and come back.
There you go.
Because it's going to be cheaper there. Everything's cheaper in Texas. All the meat. I'm so jealous.
So Rhonda says she's never done Keto Chow with water. She likes how thick it is with some sort of nut milk. So I haven't noticed it any thicker or thinner if I use nut milk.
I think it seems about the same. Yeah.
But if you use heavy cream versus butter,
it's thicker.
Definitely thicker. You can actually use whatever you want and add some xanthan gum or some guar gum.
Or some people will even add gelatin. You have to play with it, though, to get it right.
Gabrielle wants to know, can you add Keto Chow to Bulletproof coffee? Absolutely. So we had some people who they did an event and they ended up with a couple of hundred salted caramel. Yeah. And so for like the next year, they were putting that in their coffee every day. They're like, that's so good. Rachel said hi to Sam. Joe was talking about Legendary. You can buy that from Amazon or direct from Legendary.
Yeah.
The coupon codes only work on the Legendary site. And I plug for the zombie apocalypse right now.
Okay.
If you can, order directly from
the company,
the different companies, because if you can, sorry, Joe just texted me. If the companies, they get a bigger cut if you order it directly from them, and especially with the weirdness with Amazon and them taking so long to ship, you actually are gonna get your order generally quicker ordering it directly from the company. So we're actually looking in. Yeah, like I'm not going to tell people about that yet. Miriam doesn't like when I announce things too soon.
That is correct. Also, change one variable at a time.
That's true.
Only one.
Mike says that's still a ton of shipping every day. Not a ton by Amazon standards, but I do know anyone else that's shipping that much. It's quite literally is almost a ton every day. So, Right Family says I think hubby and our daughters have FOMO on the weekly Keto Chow flavors. There you and Parrothead Renee says, but the companies like Smithfield Pork and Tyson have had employee breakouts and are euthanizing animals because they can't process them because their people are getting sick.
Yeah.
So they're having outbreaks of COVID-19 because it sucks all around. We were talking about this earlier, but at Keto Chow, we have not had any of our employees with get sick at all.
Yeah.
And in the neighborhood that we live here, where a lot of our employees happen to live, there hasn't been a single case of COVID-19. So we, I guess, clamped down just in time to prevent it. So anyway, Joe says heavy cream is better than butter, but we just started making it in our yogurt.
I feel you. You should sign up for our subscriptions so you can get the
Joe says we started making it with your yogurt and it's creamier than heavy cream.
Oh no. Now I have to have that.
Well, Renee's in Rockport, Texas, where the Hurricane Harvey hit.
Yeah, we want to see her when we go to
Houston. There you go.
3 hours. Right, Renee? Let's figure it out.
There you go, John Wilkinson. Google Meat Processors and Defense Production Act. There you go.
Wow.
Mike said, I asked if I was ordering a subscription when I first discovered your shakes and ordered the sample. Yeah, nope, we do not. And Margaret says, the subscription and points are a good deal. All right, Family says, I subscribe and save through Amazon and haven't gotten anything lately.
Yeah, well, and I've gotten more subscriptions for things than I used to. as long as I know what I'm getting when I know I'm going to use it. So
Yeah.
I actually subscribe to Cereal School,
but you subscribed on their website.
Yeah, and I really have liked knowing that it's coming because I've been letting the kids have that for snacks.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's better because they kind of feel like they're having something that they're not supposed to have, and yeah.
So Alan said, "Thank you, Chris and Miriam, for not making Keto Chow a multi-level marketing or a subscription-only deal." I don't have anything nice to say about multi-level marketing, so I'm not going to say anything because I might offend somebody. Anyway, we're not going to run our business that way. We would prefer to price it as low as we can. And in case you didn't know, back it was about a month ago, we had to raise the price of Keto Chow.
Was it really? I think it was like 2 weeks ago.
But we didn't raise it as much as we should have. Talking about our margin, we actually took a cut on our margin to keep the price down as low as we could.
So we want people to be able to have it.
And if we were going to be doing multi-level marketing, we would have to have it more expensive
to pay for the downline, whatever that's called.
Anyway, Deb says, "Love the new ad. Thumbs up, everyone. If you see the ad, make sure you share it." So, Heather says, Phil used to work in a processing plant.
Oh, wow.
So, Renee used to live in Saudi Arabia for a year. Wow. That's crazy.
Joe wanted to know what our favorite nut milk is.
I think you might have been talking to someone else.
Oh.
Patty's on. Hi, Patty. She's late to the party. And we're behind, just like Joe.
It's just because we have more friends today.
There you go. See, and Renee says she likes silk unsweetened cashew milk. Heather's going to get another cow and hog processed. And we got a half a cow. Half a cow, and we're getting through it. So, yeah.
Well, we would probably be through it, except that every time Ruth wants ground beef, you just go buy the 5-pound ground beef.
I know.
And the thing is, we have them in pound packages, which is great.
But they're frozen solid.
They're frozen, and we literally will eat 10 pounds of ground beef in 2 days.
Yeah.
So
we just have to put them in the fridge the day ahead of time and let them.
Yep.
Renee has lots of folks recovering as patients. They need physical therapy because they're so weak after a ventilator and bypass. Wow.
Renee, you're so amazing.
Tim and Shaylin, sorry. So we had a neighbor let us try the raspberry cheesecake with heavy cream. We were totally sold.
Yay, thank you, neighbor.
At some point, I want to get video footage of people trying Keto Chow for the first time.
We should just ask people to send it in.
It's true. If you're going
to try this, taste it.
We should do a contest. And unfortunately, for people who have been doing Keto Chow for the first time, well, actually, people who are doing Keto Chow for the first time could enlist their family or friends.
Yeah. And just mix it for them and say, taste this.
Taste this and have them submit videos. That would be cool.
And they can mix it the way they like it. Like if they like to do it with coffee or different things, or make it into ice cream, be like, taste this ice cream.
Joe says they're definitely going to Houston if it doesn't get canceled. Joe actually said, he's like, if any of the stuff is back on, he said, we're going to every single conference.
Oh. Yeah, we're missing our conferences.
Well, it's funny. It completely opened up our summer, though.
Yeah, I know. Now I have nothing to do.
We're going to go camping for the first time in 2 years.
We could go this weekend if we wanted to.
Renee says she lost a few friends over multi-level marketing products.
If I offend an MLM friend, mission accomplished. Oh, Mike.
Heather says, I've been ordering direct from companies and getting things pretty quickly, but a little longer than normal.
Yeah. And I think that we're just, everybody's being patient and kind, and that's helpful. So.
Rhonda says, have 3 vacation weeks left to take. Are there any keto conferences that aren't canceled yet? So, Low Carb New York, so far, is still on.
That's supposed to be in July.
Yeah.
That's Dr. Tro. So we're going to
Dr. Tro's. The Low Carb Houston should still be on.
Mm-hmm. And that's in October.
What else is there that's...
FitCon.
Well, FitCon, yeah, but that's not really a keto one.
It's not really a keto one, but Goody Beats will be there.
Yeah, that's true.
Because he probably will have a booth there with Keto Coach.
Heather says we have ground beef coming out our ears. We should just eat a whole bunch of eggs and ground beef.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Lots of people talking about macadamia nut milk.
I don't think I've ever even had macadamia nut
or
milk.
hemp milk. I haven't tried that either. Gabriella says there's a time limit for leaving them in the fridge. So
6 days.
Up to 6 days after you mix it, that's how long it'll last. Sometimes it'll last longer than that, but generally you don't want to go longer than 6 days.
And if your heavy cream is open and sitting in the fridge for a while,
then
maybe it'll be less.
Yeah. But once you mix it up, it's best if you let it sit at least 15 minutes. 30 minutes is better. Overnight is even better.
2 days. Good.
And Joe, I think he said something to the effect that he doesn't like to drink them unless they've been in the fridge for 2 days.
Yeah.
And I would have to agree. They get better.
Thicken up a little bit, and the flavor just kind of really gets in there. Yeah.
And Renee says, y'all's product is totally worth every bit. With the quality vitamins and proteins, really people shouldn't complain about the price. You cannot buy a meal for the price. You get the same quality.
Thank you.
So let's see. Need to get my twin brother to try it. There you go. That'd be cool to do that. People would be so surprised at how good it is. And that's literally the response we get from most people is they're just, wow, that's actually good. Mm-hmm. Because most people's experience with a protein shake is like
it's grainy, it separates. It's like you think of a protein shake that you have to have a pre-workout or post-workout, whatever, and you're just going to down it because you need the protein, right?
Yeah.
And it just doesn't taste that good.
You tolerate it.
Yeah, and you know it's a protein shake, so then it's.
So when I first started keto, I was mixing for myself a different nutritionally complete meal replacement shake. In fact, that I was calling keto food. It was terrible. It was terrible. I was putting up with it because it was getting me the nutrition I wanted. But it was mostly like
chia seeds,
ground up chia seeds,
coconut flour,
raw cocoa powder, cinnamon, MCT oil.
Why did you even put the seasonings in there? It just tasted horrible.
I don't know. Well, it was
tolerable.
It was tolerable. I would try to chug it as fast as I could and just get done with it. Mm-hmm. And I always had a big glass of water so I could drink it right after. That wasn't going to work. And so I reformulated everything, came up with Keto Chow. And the end user experience that we're targeting is when you're done, you kind of shake the bottle and, it's gone. It's like, boom, nailed it. So
that's what we want people to like it.
So Lisa had to take off.
Oh, bye, Lisa.
So still people talking about hazelnut milk. Curious about how much per pound you were charged for your half beef. So I don't remember.
I have no idea.
So it wasn't by the pound with it.
Also grass fed, so it's probably more expensive.
And it wasn't. So a lot of times when you buy a beef, it's the hanging weight. And then they process it the way that you want. These guys were doing it a little bit different. This was with Paisley's beef. They basically just said, you're getting these cuts, this much, and it costs this much. And I don't remember what it was. It was substantial, but I actually just found a bunch of more ribeyes that were in the freezer.
Ooh.
That were in the bottom. I was
Fancy.
like, hey.
Okay, somebody was asking what the Houston dates are. It's the 22nd of October. So I have it written down, 23rd, 22nd, 24th of October. That's our fall break. So we're going to take our kids.
And it is on lowcarbevents.com. And I've been pretty good about keeping that updated with ones that have changed their dates or just outright canceled. Carnivory Con changed their dates.
Yeah, they changed their dates.
Keto Salt Lake changed their dates. Those guys.
Yeah, those weirdos.
Happy Halloween. Let's see. I can't believe I forgot to talk about that one. Mike says you should try macadamia milk. It's delicious.
Okay, I will.
Renee says I usually make my chow the night before for breakfast and lunch. And the cool thing about it lasting 6 days is you can make, depending on how many storage containers you have, you can make a lot. I've seen people who are using like 20 mason jars. And they'll mix it all up, dump it in the mason jars, stick them in the fridge. Mm-hmm. So,
and then they're just ready. It's nice.
Rachel says, Keto Chow lasts much longer in the fridge than ricotta cheese. What's up with that stuff? Ricotta cheese goes bad so fast. Mm-hmm. We don't even use ricotta cheese anymore. We just use
cottage cheese.
Cottage cheese. And it's like, okay. Yep. And it's not so bitter. It probably has a bit more.
It probably has more. It has more carbs. Yeah.
Rhonda says, you're right, 2 days minimum in the fridge. And don't get me wrong, it's still good. It just gets even more better.
More better.
Let's see. Sarah says, I want to try adding Keto Chow to my morning coffee. How much do y'all recommend I add? That's really up to you.
Play with it.
So a lot of people will just make Keto Chow and instead of some of the water, use like cold brew coffee.
Or use that instead of all of the water.
Yeah.
It just depends on how strong you want it. And yeah.
Christy Davis is planning on going to keto conventions using the stimulus check. There you go. Heather says they want to try. They would like to give Phil's dad Keto Chow in the nursing home, but we'd have to bring it to him every day.
Oh,
it's because convincing the people to mix it up it'd be really hard. It's not that hard to mix up, but it's not what they're expecting. Deb said, my first try of Keto Chow was amazing, and I feel like I've tried everything on the market. Nothing compares. Alan says, I weep when my Keto Chow mixer bottle is empty. And I wish we could get nursing homes to use Keto Chow. That would be amazing. Mm-hmm. Not for the business aspect of it, but for the
benefits.
The reduction of human suffering benefit. How about that?
Yeah.
Heather says, finding ribeyes in the bottom of your freezer is like finding money in your pocket. Yes, it is. I've actually got some that are vacuum sealed with seasoning in there all ready to go, ready to be put into the sous vide. So.
Ooh. Tomorrow's a good day.
Yeah, except if I want to do the sous vide right, I like to cook it for a long time.
That's like 3 days from now.
Parrot Renee said, just finished cooking 5 days worth of brown rice for my greyhound with lupus.
Oh.
So weird to be making rice.
That is weird. Yeah.
Heather uses cottage cheese instead too.
Yeah.
And Mike makes 3 to 8 Keto Chows at a time in all the blender bottles.
Nice.
And Mike, didn't you say you still have blender bottles that are unopened from Black Friday? Anyway, Deb says, I love Keto Chow so much that there's any left in the cup, I pour it in my coffee and shake it to get every last drop. Oh, pour in the coffee to get every last drop. I think that's what Rachel does too.
Yeah, I just put a little bit more water in mine and shake it up and drink it again.
Yeah.
Just want to get every last drop.
So, Rye Family says, Sarah, hubby used a half scoop for 20 ounces. There you go. And there you go. Rachel said, my coffee swooshing in the blender ball is my bonus meal.
Yeah.
Mike says, I worked in a nursing home kitchen when I was in high school. So sad. They have people on every possible diet. The saddest we called the blends, where they basically eat baby food.
Oh, yeah. Because they can't eat anything.
Yeah.
They could have Keto Chow ice cream.
Well, so when we did Keto Salt Lake, we did a tour of the Redmond salt mine. I was driving with Amy Berger in the car, who does a lot of stuff with Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
And I was talking to her about it. I'm like, so, Amy, I just figured out that you can mix Keto Chow with coconut oil. What do you think that would do to a person with Alzheimer's? She's like, whoa. Because giving someone with Alzheimer's coconut oil, it boosts your ketones, number one. Well, and then you're giving them something that tastes like a milkshake. And so the possibility of getting compliance from someone who has these memory problems, she's like, I would not be surprised to see people significantly improve their prognosis. So it'd be cool if I could convince more people to do that. But
well, we had a guy at KetoCon. Oh, was it 2 years? It must have been. It was our first year at KetoCon. He came up to us and he's like, I eat real food, which is what we hear a lot. I only eat real food, but my mom has Alzheimer's and I'm taking care of her and she wants a shake. And so I want to try this. And so he came back to us like 4 or 5 times and we just talked and talked and talked forever. And he bought a bunch to try for his mom and it was great, right? Well, the next year he came back.
Oh, yeah.
And reported back. And he's like, you guys, this has changed my life. She's so much better on keto. She's so much better with this shake. She knows she wants her shake. She's happier. And granted, they're doing other things, but they had to, spoon feed her some things. But she went from, being spoon fed to being able to decide, well, do you want your shake? Do you want your...
Bye, Sarah.
Oh, bye, Sarah.
Sorry. Anyway.
Do you want your eggs? Do you want this? And like she could decide some things. And she's still Alzheimer's big time, but it was just such a great improvement. And he was like, this is such a blessing. It's so great. And it just feels so good to be like, yeah, that's great. I'm glad we can help just in this little way, because she has who knows how many years of life to live, and having a better quality of life is just so great.
Christy Davis wants to hang out with us.
Oh, I want to hang
Sandra
out with you
and Roy.
too. Yay.
So
Well, I haven't seen Sandra and Roy in so long.
it's been so long since we've seen them. It's crazy.
I was seeing Sandra like every couple of days because she was running me through my workouts.
Yeah. And then just boom, nothing.
Done. I'm like, oh.
We go to Denver and we come back and the world has changed.
Yes.
Parrot Head Renee is talking about her Greyhound's nose. It's like Michael Jackson in reverse. Going from pink to black, not like Michael Jackson.
Yeah, it looks really good. She posted a picture on 2 Crazy Ketos, and it's healing really nice.
Candace puts MCT oil in her Keto Chow with heavy whipping cream.
Yeah, I've been doing that for Kate
Yeah.
for her depression. So today she had 2 tablespoons of MCT oil.
Okay.
And she said she was feeling good, so.
We have some giveaways we need to talk about because it's almost time to be done.
Oh, yes.
So
just go
first
inside
one is that
this one and guess the amount of Keto Chow.
Yeah.
And there's one on Instagram and one on Facebook, and you can enter both of them, and you can enter multiple times. That's fine. And you can share it and all those things. And then we have another one that's just today that's almost done, and it is legendary. No.
Lily's.
It's Lily's, and it's a bunch of gift
Gift
certificates.
So you can
usually to Lily's.
You
So
can go to any store that sells Lily's and
just get it's a coupon essentially. So yeah. That's today, so head over to our Facebook page and enter there.
Yep.
To get those giveaways.
Jerry had a good question. Said, just curious, if I sign up for the auto ship, do I order the specials on a separate order when they're 20% off like that?
Yes.
So yeah, I think what I actually put on the page is that the subscriptions live in an alternate universe.
Yeah, they're their own little baby. They're weird.
So they don't know about any other discounts or any other specials or any other anything.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if you see something on 20% off, you order that separately. In fact, it's actually best to do subscription items and regular items on separate orders entirely.
Mm-hmm. But you can get reward points for both.
Yeah.
So then you can use your reward points for the orders that aren't subscription, and you can just kind of leave those alone and know, okay, well, I know this is going to come at this time of the month, but I want this right now. And I also have a $5 gift card for it. So then you can stack those. So that's a good idea.
That's a good point, that you cannot use coupons on the subscriptions either. That includes the coupons that you get from reward points.
So if you have a coupon, you want to use that on a different order.
Yeah.
But then you can use the coupons and also get the built-in discounts.
Now,
and then get the 10% discount for the subscription.
That's right. Now, Rhonda wants some clarification on the giveaway. It's not just on Facebook, the Lily's chocolate one. That's just the easiest way to find it.
No, it's just on.
Is it just on Facebook? Oh, well, I'm glad we had this conversation because I'm
on Facebook. But the other one's on Instagram and Facebook.
Renee says the first patient she got hooked on Keto Chow was a joint replacement that didn't want to eat because pain meds in her hubby was Alzheimer's and they both benefit. She's the one that bought me a vanilla bag as a thank you.
Gosh,
that's amazing.
So cute.
We like Renee. She's doing amazing work.
She is. She's so.
I mean, among above and beyond, and she's the one who went to. She went out to New York?
Oh, that was Brandy.
Well, that was Brandy.
Yeah, Brandy's a respiratory therapist.
Okay, I thought
she's a physical therapist. I think.
Okay.
They both have masks.
They both have masks.
They change people's lives.
Parrot Renee said, "Did y'all confirm the daily morning live Central Time?" Heather said 10:15. So we do. Just in case you're wondering, tomorrow we'll be back on. We do a
few minute live stream every day.
Yeah, it's around 15 minutes every morning. It's at 9:15 Mountain. That's our time zone. That's the most important one. Which ends up being 11:15 Eastern, which is 10:15 Central.
8:15
Pacific.
California.
Yes. And it's
there's more people.
I like to make fun of Joe because people in the Eastern time zone insist on everyone telling them what it is in their time zone, whereas everybody else is fine doing the conversion themselves. They're like, well, we're used to having it handed to us because of New York.
I like
it's
having things handed to me too.
That's a valid point.
Like Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah, we did have Buffalo Wild Wings today. It was good.
And it was handed to us because we paid for DoorDash.
We paid for delivery because we were in a meeting up until like it was time to eat.
And it was worth it.
Well, the funny thing is the delivery was free, but it was they give you an option right there of how big of a tip. I was like, okay, there's a tip.
So the Buffalo Wild Wings pays for it?
Buffalo Wild Wings pays for the delivery, and then you just have to pay for the tip.
That's interesting.
It's actually a really interesting way to do it. And we were talking with the kids that Joe says, and you can get off as soon as I come on. There you go. We tend to get off as soon as Joe gets on.
Yeah, because he's going around mowing lawns, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, with
the
DoorDash.
Delivery. Yeah.
So it used to be that each business would have their own delivery workers. And then everybody figured out it's easier to offload that to a third party. Mm-hmm. And, well, for instance, I went and got my car worked on. And the car dealership I went to, they don't have a courtesy shuttle.
They just had someone call an Uber.
Yeah, they said, do you need an Uber? I'm like, yeah, yes. I guess so.
But then they'll pay for it. They don't have to have the courtesy shuttle. Shovel,
I know. And the funny thing was, I get in the Uber, and there's this big sign right in front of me on the back of the chair that says, "Hi, I'm deaf. I'll take you to where the app said to go, unless you let me know otherwise." I'm like, okay. It's like, that means we don't have to make small talk.
Yay. I love small talk.
Candace says 8:15 is so early for me, but I watched the replays. There you go. Jerry says, too bad you couldn't set up a control group in a rest home to try Keto Chow and track the results.
I know.
Oddly enough, one of the things I really want to do with Keto Chow is I want to do an honest-to-goodness randomized control trial of the ketogenic diet and its impact on health, which is impossible to do except with Keto Chow. And the reason why you could do it with Keto Chow, so with randomized controlled double-blind trial, the people who are administering the trial can't know what group you're in, and the people who are receiving the intervention and the control can't know what group they're in. With Keto Chow, that would be silly easy. Each group could be eating, let's say they could have 2 meals of Keto Chow and then a keto dinner. And the Keto Chow would either be made with regular Keto Chow that uses it's low carb, or made with sugar. Randomized control trial.
That sounds
right
horrible.
There. I know, but you could absolutely control. You could have 2 groups that were eating essentially the same thing, but one of them is dead on ketogenic, and their third meal would be like steak.
Yeah.
They would just have
bacon and eggs or something.
Yeah, it would have to be a keto meal for both groups, no matter what. They wouldn't know whether or not they were in a ketogenic diet or not, and neither would the people administering the test. You could totally do it.
But you know what?
What?
I bet the sugar people would still improve if they only had that much sugar and still had a keto meal for dinner and didn't have any snacks.
Maybe. But one of the
how metabolically flexible they
would
be.
And one of the things that's interesting about the controlled trials, Verta, they're in that's the one that Sarah Hallberg is doing. Mm-hmm. They have, I think it's 2 years of data of using ketogenic diets as an intervention for the treatment of type 2 diabetes. Mm-hmm. And the biggest problem that they have is that people who are in the control group that aren't doing a ketogenic diet see the results of the people who are in the intervention group.
Well, they shouldn't see each other.
Well, no, they'll talk to each other, or they'll be in the support group. They'll hear about what's going on. They'll be like, what the crap? And so they'll stop the trial and jump to the treatment because they see how good it's going for the other people. And so they have a lot of people drop out of the trial that are in the control group, not in the intervention. Because the intervention people's, they're having this amazing success, and they're just like, what the heck? This is great. So
Sarah Hallberg is nice. I met her.
Yeah. So, okay. Anyway, so let's see. Rhonda says people having gastric bypass can probably benefit from Keto Chow. I don't know, Christy. Can they?
Is she still here?
She might be. Right Family says our aunt has congestive heart failure. She wants to try Keto Chow. Low carb has her legs almost half the size. Wow.
Wow.
Renee says, Right Family, feel free to message me for anything y'all need physical therapy wise. I'll be as helpful as I can. Heather says, so rude. Heather says, I feel bad for the sugar people. Right Family says, thanks, Renee. He won't even let her have collagen. I'd rather put shots in her knee. That is crazy. Mike said he was joking, Heather, or you're also joking. And yeah, Heather's just picking on me. Yeah. There you go. Well, that's our show for today, folks. We had a bunch of other stuff that we needed to talk about, but
one thing.
If
you see the commercial, share it.
I actually said that.
Wait, one thing.
What?
If you see the commercial, share it.
Now, we're going to show you the commercial, but here we go. Christy says, heck no, dumping syndrome, I would have died.
With Keto Chow? Having too much Keto Chow? Or the sugar?
Probably the sugar. I don't know. Please explain, Christy.
Explain.
Because I know that Christy had gastric bypass surgery and uses Keto Chow fairly regularly. So we actually, when we were in Denver, we had a lady who was hanging out with us who had a gastric bypass. Mm-hmm. And she was hanging out in our booth, and someone came up and said, how does this work for a gastric bypass? And I said,
you should talk to that lady.
Yeah, talk to this lady. Okay, so Christy says, now over a decade out, I'm fine with it. But at first, no, I would have got sick. Okay.
And it could be just so much of it. Like, you can make it so that it's less, right?
Oh, she says too much fat. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Now, that is the nice thing. You can customize it to whatever fat amount you want. But... Mm-hmm. Okay. Mike says the new commercial has not shown up in my feed yet. Well, that's apparently because you're not part of the target group, Mike. Get part of the target group.
It's because he's already part of our family.
Okay. No problem. All right. Now we're going to go. We need to go say hi to our kids and put them to bed. So there you go. Anyway, here is the commercial. So thanks, everybody, for joining us.
Have a nice night.
All right. Bye.
Rapunzel!
My prince!
Having a hard time reaching my goal weight.
My prince and I are doing keto, but he keeps falling off the wagon.
Turns out I'm a stress eater.
Please, no! I have a family!
There are more of you? Oh no.
Oh! I keep falling out of ketosis. And meal prep takes time I don't always have. And I hate it.
And on keto, when you don't pack a lunch, takeout is your only option.
It's fine, babe. I got this Dragon Burger protein style.
It's not fine. There are hidden sugars and carbs in there.
Oh man, this is hard.
Keto doesn't have to be hard. Just use Keto Chow, the magical meal replacement that makes keto easy. Each delicious shake provides 1/3 of your daily nutrients, meaning it's more than just a snack. It's a complete keto meal.
Wow, I'm full, and I didn't even eat the children.
Yay! With Keto Chow, prep takes seconds. Just add the fat you want, Keto Chow, water, and shake. And before you know it, you'll be getting rid of the fat you don't want.
Ooh.
So if you want the benefit of keto without the hassle, click to order your Keto Chow starter bundle today. You'll get 6 delicious keto meals with our most popular flavors and a free blender bottle. I wish I was free from this freaking tower.
Soon, darling.
No, wait! Ah! 1 serving of Keto Chow provides you with all the protein, vitamins, and electrolytes your body needs in a meal. How does Keto Chow hold up against 4 leading competitors?
My love, how your sweetness pleasures my lips and tingles my tummy.
You shall not pass my taste test!
Keto Chow won in both texture and taste. Keto Chow comes in over 20 delicious flavors like chocolate, raspberry cheesecake, salted caramel, and more. Seriously, over 20 flavors. That's almost the same number of suitors I've had.
What?
Nothing. Keto Chow has sold over 8 million meals and has thousands of 5-star reviews like these. Keto Chow helped me reverse my pre-diabetes and eliminate my sleep apnea. Keto Chow satisfies my sweet tooth without the guilt. Once upon a time, you clicked here and were happy with Keto Chow ever after.
I did it.
I can't believe you're finally here! Oh, I thought you'd be taller.
I know, and I'm wearing heels.
Keto Chow's delicious, Keto Chow is great. It helps your body to achieve a ketogenic state.
No longer in a tower.
Or falling to the ground.
Raise a glass and sing the Keto Chow, the best around. Hey!
I'm so healthy!
You look good, babe.
The best.
Who are these people? Who are you?